Right, so the whole world has changed in the last few months in Australia. What have you been doing, Melinda?
No, it's been strange. I actually had this surgery in February 29th, and I came out of surgery and was starting to recover, and I was ready to get out and go. And my family had to sit me down and go, there is nowhere to go. We're in lockdown now. All those travel plans, they're finished. Those events, they're finished. So someone who's basically interstate every week, overseas every couple of months at least, is all of a sudden just here day after day after day after day. But the good thing about it is that everybody else is also here. So, last night I was able to connect with leaders from around Asia Pacific. Tonight I'll be able to catch up with a couple of hundred leaders from the Catholic Church. Last week I caught up with a couple of hundred leaders from Hillsong Church. So, it's really easy to connect with people because they're all able to be on Zoom or something too. So it's been very different, but also in some ways a different kind of rhythm of life.
I heard that you've been so keen to talk to people that you've been talking to the postie.
I love being with people. So, I kind of almost grab people when I actually see them. So yeah, the postie was coming collecting parcels and I was chatting about parcels and we go walking and it's like, I just say hello to everybody we see because there's a lot of, I live in the city. So there's 70% of people in our suburb live by themselves. So I just assume that, I'll say hello and they might interact and it just gives them an opportunity to connect. And if they don't want it, then I need it. So, so the other day, I had to see an ear surgeon about something, follow post-op, and I was chatting away to him about this, that, and everything else. And he goes, this is fascinating, but I do have other people to see. And I'm like, oh, of course you do. Yeah, you weren't just sitting here hoping I'd come and have a chat. So that's what I've been doing, creating friends.
So, Melinda, a few times you talked about this ear surgery. What happened to you?
Well, last year I started having problems with my hearing and I went to see an ear surgeon and I had surgery that was supposed to fix my hearing, but not everything goes like you expected. And I ended up losing my hearing and in in my right ear. And then had all sorts of challenges with balance and, it was just a really hard year. And I'm one of those people you just soldier on. And then beginning of the year, that surgeon sent me to get an MRI. And in the process of the MRI, they discovered that I had quite a large brain tumor, hence, the balance and all of that. So I ended up going to see a surgeon and really it was God's divine intervention that we wouldn't have found the brain tumor without the other surgery. And the surgeon, went through all the stuff. We planned the surgery. He said, I can't fit you until April. We'll do it then. And as we were leaving, he called us back and he said, actually, I've taken another look and I think this is something that really needs us to move on quickly. So he scheduled surgery for Saturday in February, the 29th. And they don't normally do these long. It's a 10-hour surgery. They don't normally do these long surgeries, but on that time. And so for me, the timing was perfect. I got the surgery done and was able to be out before the lockdown and before COVID hit in a greater way in the hospitals. So yeah, been interesting. And the miracle of that is, God is interested in everything. And so I talked to the surgeon and I had a couple of surgeons because why not, they're friends, and the ear surgeon as well. And I said, look, I'm a public speaker. I'm really worried about being able to speak publicly. That's a concern to me. And the other is, it'd be really great if you give me hearing back, and the third thing is, while you're in there, could you add in the ability to sing in tune? And they were just, how surgeons are. They said, oh, no, we can't give you back hearing. And if you can't sing in tune now, you're not going to be able to post-surgery. And anyway, we just kept praying and believing. And I said, well, I believe God can do miracles. So following the surgery, last week when I went back for the second update with my ear surgeon, he gave me a hearing test and 50% of my hearing is back, which is fantastic. So he can't believe it. He said, I don't know how this happened. I said, well, two things. You're a better surgeon than you thought. And secondly, I was praying and God's even better than you. So, we've been on an interesting journey of seeing God at work in everything.
Wow, that is amazing and really great news, Melinda.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I used to say to my staff, speak to my right ear about hay rises because I can't hear. But now I can.